I've never seen a wilderness survival show as realistic as this. A strange male-female duo will survive together in nature for 21 days, without bringing clothes, food, or water. If they complete the challenge, they'll win USD 100,000. The challenge location this time is Diagu Island in northern Panama, a place frequently hit by storms with winds up to 130 km/h. The humid and sweltering environment makes even AI feel stifled. Surrounded by coral formations, home to over 30 species of sharks, while the inland area is filled with muddy swamps teeming with crocodiles and pythons. In this episode, two participants take on the challenge. Lara, 27 years old, a primitive survival expert and owner of a survival skills training school, and Clean, 25 years old, a famous country singer who loves outdoor survival. However, compared to Lara, Clean seems more like a theorist. Both board a speedboat to reach the starting point. Lara confidently states she's not shy. Going without clothes doesn't affect her abilities. Meanwhile, Clean finds the no-clothes rule very strange. He says he'd need at least 2 dates before doing something like that. He hopes his partner will be cheerful, humorous, and conflict-free. Right from the start, Lara carries a large knife, while Clean only has diving goggles. Based on their choice of gear, you can see the difference in their skills. After analyzing the map, they decide to cross the forest to reach the beach. They plan to live there for 20 days, then build a wooden raft to find the rescue point. During the selection process, the production team evaluated their survival skills. Lara scored 7.9 points. Clean got only 6.9 points, so Lara takes the lead, forging the path ahead. However, the route to the beach is far from easy. Wet, slippery ground slows them down, and hidden venomous snakes keep them on edge. Luckily, after a while, they come across a custard apple tree. This fruit is not only high in sugar, but also rich in trace elements. After a hearty meal, they continue their journey. Not long after, they find a coconut tree. It's undeniable how abundant the resources are in a tropical forest. But an unexpected incident occurs when Lara injures her finger while chopping a coconut. With no medical kit, they can only use leaves to bandage the wound. A simple fix before pressing on. Continuing their trek, they discover a freshwater stream, something incredibly rare in the wild. Now, the coconuts become useful containers for water. Though Lara is injured, overall, their initial resources are quite ideal. After a long journey, they finally reach their destination, the beach. With crystal clear water and cool breezes, it's an ideal spot to rest. Lara, with her experience, uses coconut water to clean her wound simply. Then it's time to set up camp. The two have a minor disagreement. Lara dislikes the beach's dampness and wants to sleep in a forest hut. Clean fears scorpions and snakes, preferring to stay by the seaside. In the end, Clean shows his gentlemanly side and agrees to Lara's idea. They choose a small patch of land surrounded by trees, skillfully building a roof from tree trunks, then covering it with large forest leaves, creating a luxurious villa. After setting up the shelter, they think they can rest for the night, but they become targets for a swarm of mosquitoes. These tiny 3-millimeter creatures can carry serious infectious diseases. Lighting a fire becomes urgent. Clean tries the friction method with bamboo to start a fire. He rubs 2 bamboo sticks together, but no sparks appear. Lara decides to try a different approach. She makes a simple bow, an ancient friction method to create fire, but her method fails too. By nightfall, with no fire, the mosquito attacks intensify. Things get worse as, beyond mosquitoes, rats show up, and the rats attract snakes. They stay awake all night. The next morning, they're ready to keep surviving. But then it starts raining. In Panama's tropical climate, this makes things worse. A single rain can last a whole week. Heavy rain persists for days, harming their bodies and morale. By day 8, the rain finally stops. But without proper shelter, they're still relentlessly attacked by insects. Perhaps due to her physical condition, the insects seem to target Lara more. Her body is covered in bites, causing adverse reactions. The situation becomes critical. Lara decides to try fire-making again, but Clean no longer believes in these ancient methods. After multiple failed attempts, Lara's strength is depleted and she calls Clean for help. Fortunately, after relentless effort, they finally get a fire going. Clean's attitude shifts. The fire brings hope, driving away the insects. It helps Laura reduce swelling in her leg by steaming it with jasmine leaves. However, their biggest problem remains unsolved. They haven't had protein in a long time. Their spirits weaken and tensions rise. Clean jokes that this must be what marriage feels like. The situation worsens. The fruits and sprouts they relied on are running out. They urgently need more food. Laura weaves 2 baskets from vines, placing a smaller basket inside a larger one, planning to use them as sea traps. Clean makes a long spear and a bamboo raft as a fishing platform. The spear's tip is split into 4, bent, tied, and sharpened into a deadly weapon. They prepare their tools and set out. The ocean is colorful but dangerous. They cling to a log to float on the water, then head toward the open sea. Clean dives around but sees nothing. Frustrated, he stops and heads to shore, leaving Laura to face it alone. Laura, with her trapping experience, sets the buoy trap. When she surfaces, Clean is sunbathing on the beach, refusing to get back in the water. Clean heads into the forest and encounters a large python, but he doesn't want to eat it. Meanwhile, Laura finds a spiky but edible sea urchin. She spears it, brings it ashore, and takes it back to camp. After roasting it, Laura offers Clean the first taste. Clean refuses, saying it looks black like feces, and thinks Laura's pranking him. Laura enjoys her seafood feast alone. By day 13, Clean blames Laura. He says her loud snoring last night kept him awake, but he still gathers coconuts and shares the water with her. In the afternoon, they check the sea trap. Luckily, Laura's lobster trap catches 2 big ones. They enjoy a hearty seafood meal, eating even the shells. Clean's attitude changes. They focus on building a raft to reach the rescue point in 3 days, but the raft can't hold their weight, forcing them into the swampy forest. They encounter a massive caiman crocodile. Clean retreats, and Laura can't face it alone. At night, they hear crocodile noises. They find a smaller croc and bring it back to camp. Quickly preparing it, the aroma of crocodile meat wafts through the wilderness. They enjoy another lavish seafood meal, listening to the waves and sea breeze, welcoming day 20 with light ahead. Victory is in sight. But first, they need to finish their transport. After a previous failure, they decide to use more materials, upgrading their sea-crossing vessel. On the final day, they set off on the reinforced raft. It's dark and a big storm is looming. Luckily, before the storm hits, the rescue ship finds them. This is surely the most thrilling outdoor survival show in the world, where a pair of strangers are dropped into dangerous wilderness, with no food, water, or even clothes, surviving primitively for 21 days. If they succeed, they win USD 100,000. Would you dare take the challenge? The female lead is Jessie, 28 years old, an outdoor survival trainer, joining the show to conquer her fears and gain valuable experience. The location is the Cerrado Savannah in central Brazil, where the weather shifts from scorching sun to hail in moments. An ideal habitat for dangerous animals and insects like Brazilian yellow bees and rattlesnakes. Her partner is West, 48 years old, a businessman and IT company owner, wanting to prove he can still do what he did in his youth. After arriving, they strip naked and meet by the river, joking a bit before introducing their survival tools. Jessie is excited about West's appearance. She keeps complimenting his shiny hair. West is pleased and sneaks a glance downward. After studying the map, they head to a nearby acacia forest, collecting firewood along the way. Jessie warns West to watch for venomous snakes after spotting one. After crossing a hill, they reach a grassy plain, deciding to camp under a large tree. They split up to gather materials. West builds the shelter frame. Jessie collects palm leaves for the roof. While working, she spots a beehive ahead. She yells instantly. West runs over as Jessie gets stung in the eye by bees, but it's not a big deal. Still, they finish the shelter before dark. Jessie tries to start a fire but fails. The next day, they decide to find a drier spot. On the way, West keeps falling behind due to minor injuries and thirst. He stops to dig a hole for water, drinking a few sips before continuing. Though the water is black and reeks, even I can smell it from home. But for survival, they have no choice. After rehydrating, they press on. Jessie picks up a giant snail for dinner. But after 3 hours of walking, the sun burns them. They smear mud on for protection. After another 13 kilometers, they reach a rocky area. perfect for venomous snakes, scorpions, and jaguars. Exhausted, Jesse sets up camp in a rock crevice. West goes to find water. Unbeknownst to them, a wasp nest is above the cave. Jesse gets attacked by wasps and runs into the forest. After wandering, West finally finds water. He brings it back to camp and starts a fire. With their tools, they easily get a blazing fire going. They skewer the snail on a stick and roast it, then rest until day 3. After the roasted snail meal, they start building a shelter. After much effort, it's finally done. By nightfall, they enjoy a peaceful night. On day 4, West gets stung by bees while foraging. He keeps searching in a clearer area. Spotting a puddle with tiny black eggs, West picks them up and eats them. That night, hungry again, he catches bugs from dry wood to eat. On day 5, while foraging, they find jaguar tracks near camp, and a large iguana under a wasp nest. Posing a big challenge, they debate but reach no solution. Jessie craves the iguana's meat. She plans to scare it with rocks. But before she acts, West gets stung by wasps and fleas. By day 7, both are nearly exhausted from hunger. Jessie makes a trap from large rocks. West tries throwing stones at the iguana, but fails. On day 8, Jessie is so tired she cries. West comforts her, then spots a jaguar cub. On day 9, Jessie just wants to sleep, while West forages, catching worms to roast and eat. West makes a bird trap from branches. It triggers if a bird lands on it. Jessie weaves a basket to trap fish. By day 10, their traps yield nothing. Time flies to day 14. Lack of sleep and hunger make Jessie cry again. She finds a termite nest. Without hesitation, she eats them with a stick, like eating ice cream, determined to survive the full 21 days. Meanwhile, West finds a large rattlesnake at camp. He carefully pulls it from a crevice, enough to fill both their stomachs. That night, they roast the snake and enjoy a delicious meal. On day 15, a sudden heavy rain hits. They struggle to dig drainage and keep the fire alive. The rain lasts until day 17. The beehive starts swaying, threatening their camp. On day 18, the rain stops. Starving, they consider taking the beehive. Jessie boldly lights a fire under it. Risking stings, she grabs the hive with her hands. They run back and enjoy a hearty meal. On day 19, they plan to leave the area. The map shows 6 kilometers of rough terrain and 5 kilometers of dangerous mountain paths. Along the way, Jessie and West argue, but they still set up an overnight shelter. Continuing their trek, they light a fire to ward off predators. On day 21, Jessie spots jaguar tracks trailing them for days. They hurry away and reach the rendezvous point by afternoon, successfully completing the 21-day challenge. Jessie loses 22 pounds, West loses 34 pounds, wrapping up a dramatic and thrilling survival show. Subscribe to the channel for the next episode. Goodbye and see you again.